Hi guys, Blue Bridge here. Welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about two massive talking points that's been going on over the weekend. First, I'm going to be touching on how close we were to getting Victor Osimhen, and will we be back in for him in the winter, and this civil war that's going on between Boehly and Eghbali. So let's get into it. So today, podcast by John Obi Mikel. I'll put the link down below and up there somewhere. There. And it's talking about how close Chelsea were to signing Victor Osimhen. Just paraphrasing what Mikel said. He said that the deal, all it was needed was a medical and a few small details to be signed off, but alas, we run out of time. We couldn't get this deal done in the allotted time. Transfer window was shut, and that was the end. But he did say that everything was, all the personal terms were kind of done. Just the T's to cross and the dots, the I's to dot. And so if we revisit it in January, then it's going to be an easy deal to be done because personal terms are kind of there at the moment. So we'll see whether we revisit it in January or decide to go for another striker, or maybe just stick with what we've got if we are banging in the goals and maybe not in need of a striker. So, you know, he said it's 90% chance of it happening, but it's not 100% certain. It all depends on two things, I think. As I said before, if Chelsea want to revisit it, and how Osimhen's doing, because Osimhen may pick up a bad injury in Turkey. He may underperform in Turkey. Chelsea may see another striker who's a new flavour of the month and decide to pursue that, like Victor Gyökeres. He's doing well at the minute. They may decide to go down that route. So at the moment, it's not sure whether we'll be going in for him again, but we'll have to wait and see come January. And that just goes to show, really, because a lot of fans just always making up assumptions, and lots of people are calling him greedy, and Chelsea were incompetent in not putting this deal together. There's talk about our sporting directors not being up to the task, but when you heard somebody who's really close to the deal coming out and the things that Mikel said, you know, it just goes to show that a lot of people don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They're just speculating, they're making up all these stories because it's something that makes the news. It's good headlines, but at the end of the day, what he said is that Osimhen, there's a lot of compromise on both sides, so from Osimhen's side and from Chelsea's side. And also, the other thing that he said is that Paul Winstanley was a pleasure to work with. He's got some big plans for the club. He was very impressed by what he had to say. And Paul Winstanley is one of these guys because, he's been dubbed one of the Chuckle brothers with Lawrence, the other guy as well. And people don't really know what they do. Maybe we could have a bit more communication from them, but because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, just stick your nose out of it. That's why I always say, from the outside, sometimes it may look like things are not, there's no plan going on, but you don't know what these people are saying to these players, because a lot of players believe in this project. A lot of players want to play for us after having discussions, so there must be something that they're talking about that is impressive to the players who are coming in. So that's just a lesson to be learned for a lot of people who just jump the gun all the time, make assumptions without knowing the full facts. So that story out of the way, let's get on to the other one, the big civil war which is going on. Todd Boehly, Eghbali, and the news broke over the weekend how Todd Boehly wasn't happy with how this consortium is going, this partnership with him and Clear Lake. And there was talk about him wanting to buy them out. There's talk that Clear Lake are not interested in doing any sort of business, and if anything, if he wants to go, then they will buy him out. So there's a bit of a tug of war going on between the two parties at the moment. So I just want to give my opinion on it. And this is all hearsay again from me. So if these, and I always caveat when I say is if these reports are to be believed, this is the side I'll take. So what I'm hearing is that Todd Boehly would like, the way that the direction he would like to go in is that he wants one director of football who deals with the footballing side, and the owners take a back seat. Okay, they sign off the finances, they look after the commercials and everything else, the day-to-day business of running the club. But when it comes to the playing side, a sporting director will have full autonomy. Whereas with the Clear Lakes, apparently, as I said, I'm not sure it's PR from either from one side to the other, who's trying to sort of badmouth the other party. But what they're saying is that with the Clear Lake Capital, what they want is Eghbali is the main man. He wants two sporting directors. He wants them to answer to him, and he wants a big input into the footballing side and the decision making as well. And he wants to carry on down the route of signing young players with potential. Whereas Boehly, apparently, although he likes the idea of signing young players with potential, but he also wants to have a little bit more flexibility in getting older players with a little bit more experience as well. So I'm saying if that is the case, then I have to put I hate this Team Boehly versus Clear Lake or whatever situation, but the one that I'm more likely to buy in is the Boehly side, if that's true, where it's just a footballing man making the footballing decisions, and the board members and the owners just keeping out of it. Because at the end of the day, these people have been in football for a long time. The CEOs, the directors of football, etc. They've been in football a lot longer than the Clear Lake and Boehly. So they are the ones with the expertise who can take this club in the right direction. So I'll be all for Boehly buying out Clear Lake if that was the case, because I don't like this two-man, too many cooks spoil the broth, as they say, and too. So I don't like all these decision makers, because one may want to go in one direction, one may want to go in another direction. We already said that we saw that with Vivell when he left, because he thought it was a bit of a mess with too many people trying to make decisions, etc. And so you just want one guy making all the decisions, leading the strategy, etc. So I'm all in for that side of things, rather than what the Clear Lake are trying to do, apparently. And another thing, as I said, there's quite a lot of things going on at the moment. And one of the things is that Boehly wants success on the field now. Clear Lake are saying to their investors that they'll see a return on their investment in the next 20 years. And some people are seeing that as a bad thing. So, I was saying Boehly for one thing, but the thing is, if Clear Lake want to see an investment in the next 20 years, then it's not, because I hear a lot of people saying it's a case of asset stripping, buying players and then selling them, buying, selling, and just having that sort of conveyor belt of getting players in and trying to push them at profit. But if that's the case, if Chelsea, if they're doing sort of player trading and not looking at performances on the pitch, all that's going to do is push the value of the club down. And if the value of the club goes down, in 20 years' time, there's no way they're going to get a return on the investment. The only way they're going to get a return on their investment is if Chelsea are performing on the pitch, they're competitive on the pitch, then their value's going to go up. Their value's not going to go up if they're languishing in mid-table, if they're out of Europe, they're not competitive. Then, if anything, their value's going to go down and not up. So it'll be in the best interest of Clear Lake if Chelsea are a competitive side. If you only got to look at Manchester United, okay, they're not doing so well on the pitch, but because of their past achievements and what they've done when they were up for sale, they're still one of the biggest brands in football. You know, Chelsea have moved down when it comes to the brands in football. Chelsea have kind of moved down the table in recent years. I think we were 7th at one stage. I think we're the 9th or 10th. Even Tottenham have overtaken or were in danger of getting dropped lower than Tottenham when it comes to brands. So if our brand value goes down, then the price of the club goes down, and it's not good for Clear Lake or any of the people investors involved. So if it is Clear Lake you take over, then it's not going to be all doom and gloom as far as I'm concerned, because I said it's going to be in their best interest to try and make us competitive, try and make us a winning team. But you know, I am not really enamoured with both of them, if I'm being honest. But if I had to make a choice, like from what I've heard Todd Boehly wants to do with the club, I'm more inclined to go down that side, because I prefer that model. I've always said that I don't like the fact that we're just buying all these young players. To make us competitive, we need a strong spine, we need an experienced spine, and that's the route I'd prefer to go down, and to make us competitive sooner. And that's the person most likely to achieve that would be Boehly in my book. So it's your turn now. If it's, first of all, what do you think of the Osimhen story? Do you still want us to pursue Osimhen come January, or do you think that ship sailed now and there's other alternative strikers on the market? And also, if it was down to a Clear Lake or Boehly, what side are you going to be taking out of the two, and what are your reasons for that? So stick your comments in the section below. So guys, don't forget as always to like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications so you'll be notified every time I make a new video. So take care, bye bye.